Hey, it's Queen Royal again. Welcome back to the channel. Part 3. Let's get into it. So we have the High Priestess here, and she's clarified by Mary Magdalene, which represents initiation. And we read that in Part 2. And we were moving on to the Fool. And I do believe we went over that in Part 2. And that brings us to our next card, which is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords here being clarified by the Ace of Manifestation, the Mother of Perception, Expression, Success, Crone Transmutation, and the Three of Works. Those clarifiers are from the Mystical Goddess Tarot. So basically this is the Ace of Pentacles. The Mother of Perception would be like the Ace of Cups. Expression would be Eight of Fire, which is Eight of Wands. Six of Pentacles is Success, which is Six of Earth. Crone Transmutation is Fire, it's Leo energy, and to me it speaks to the same energy as the Ace of Wands. And then we have the Three of Works, which would be the Three of Pentacles, which in this card is the Three of Earth, is Virgo energy. So we have a lot of earth energy, a lot of fire energy, and a lot of water energy. So all signs are on the table, you guys, just so you know, especially Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo. So far, it's a lot of that. Libra. Anywho, back into the read. So, the Page of Swords, what I'm getting off of that card, honestly, is the energy is going up here with this manipulation. So, this page is an immature energy, but not on purpose. Sometimes they have good intentions, but they're not very tactful. It's a quick energy, a swift energy, a cutthroat energy. Sometimes you may receive news that is not good. This is also a spying energy, a stalker energy. That's why I said childish, but sometimes, you know, in a way of, you know, being stalkerish. Or this could also be divine masculine watching divine feminine through various different means. You think he has you blocked, but he has 3 other pages that he definitely is watching you, or even sometimes communicating with you from. This could also be that manipulation energy where somebody on the behalf of divine masculine is manipulating divine feminine, or trying to manipulate divine feminine, who is not getting off of her throne, by the way. So divine feminine is probably even oblivious to this. She may just be going on about her daily life and have no idea that is even, you know, a karmic in the background, or perhaps even other family members or other women, not necessarily a wife, but just other women outside of your connection that this divine masculine is connected to, who has ill will toward the divine feminine, because they also have realized and have become aware and enlightened that divine feminine is present, and divine feminine is very present in the energetic field of the divine masculine, whether he acknowledges it or not. So at a time when he was not acknowledging it, perhaps other people was bringing it up. Like, hey man, what got into you? Or hey man, why you do this like that? And you know, when he started to reflect on the things that those people were saying, he like, it's divine feminine is why. But he needed signs, synchronicities, spirit, coincidence, all these things to make him see that which he already knows. And so if in fact your divine masculine is in another long-term relationship, or married, or in any type of commitment, you can bet your ass that that other person can feel these energetic connections just as well as you can, especially if it is a soul connection. Because just because this person is your quote unquote twin flame or your divine other, your counterpart, does not mean that they don't also have an equally strong connection with other soulmates that you guys just bring out and invoke different things in the divine masculine, but yet and still you still have a energetic tie to the masculine. So if his energetic field changes, one or both of you or all of you, however many people are involved in this, would take notice, and they would also feel the energetic changes. They might not quite be able to put a finger on it, but best believe it will spark curiosity, if nothing else. So, you know, divine masculine could have been asked questions by other people outside of your connection, like, hey man, what's up with this or what's up with that. He could even have been bragging about you, and somebody notices the way the eye twinkles when he talks about you, or, you know, a little something different in his voice when he speaks on your name or something like that. And then, you know, what's up? It's more than, you know, just a little fling thing. And he's like, hell no, da 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 da, you know, trying to stay in the ego set. But in all actuality, in the back of his mind the whole time, he knows what the fuck is what. He knows what's good. And he was denying that and doing it so hard that it caused absolute depletion. You know what I mean? You can only juggle so much. And I say juggle because I just looked up, and on the bottom of the original deck, the Gilded Tarot that I'm using, is the Two of Pentacles. And he's looking at this pentacle with the rainbow and the enlightened hand and the moon in the background, with the ships coming in on the calm water and the dolphin popping up in the darkness. He's made a choice. But juggling those two energies is depleting. And you have depletion, the Eight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles right next to each other, walking away from something, letting something go, you know, emotionally versus physically with the Four of Pentacles, but still the same concept. So they have been doing the work. Spirit has been talking to them. They have been enlightened, and they have 100,000% made a choice. And they may not know how to come in with the choices that they've made. They may not know how to approach the divine feminine in all her glory, because they realize that that is what she's standing in, all her glory. And so, yeah, they may be in a page energy. They may be watching her. They may be even communicating with her, like I said, trying to figure out a way to come in and come towards her. But it is innocent in a way. It is not to hurt, harm, or injure the divine feminine. And so for another set of you that I was talking about before with the manipulation energy and this person watching you, now this is a devilish, you know, energy. And I see the Tower up here in the next set of cards, and it's clarified with the Nine of Wands and the Nine of Swords and Sacred Law. So I'm going to say that about this. If there is someone who's intentionally stalking, I'm just going to say stalking or contacting or, you know, putting bad juju or attempting to put bad juju on the divine masculine or the divine feminine, and this is a great possibility with a lot of you who I'm reading for. Like I said, she's oblivious to it, and because she is in her power and she is radiating on a level that they've never been on before and cannot get on, it's just gonna bounce back to them in some hundredfold type shit. And so just be wise, be careful, be discerning, divine feminines. And when divine masculine finds out, if he has not already found out, he's going to be upset. And there's going to be some tower moments. And these tower moments are going to undoubtedly push him even closer to divine feminine, especially 5D. Like, there's things in the 3D that just, you know, take time, period. But in the 5D, it's a wrap. This manipulative, negative page of swords, little energy that had divine masculine upset, um, it's over for them. He has realized exactly who they are, what they want, why they're there, and he doesn't want any part of it, really. But, it's been so much time. He has put in a lot of effort and a lot of restarts, a lot of false starts, a lot of restarts, a lot of false starts. And it's starting to sound like a broken record, you know? And the broken records, you just quit playing them bitches after a while. You're like, fuck it. So this cannot be the only music on the planet. It can't. And music is supposed to make you dance. And if it's not, then sometimes you need to switch the fucking song. I'm just saying. Nobody wants to be sad. It's a time and a place for sadness, but really, it should be a quick time and a place. Get it in and get it out. And keep moving forward to your happiness, which is what divine masculine is, in fact, doing. So, the Page of Swords was clarified by the Ace of Manifestation. So, like I said, if divine masculine is the one that is doing the spying, it's innocent. He is in his feelings. He is working on himself. He is doing transmutation work because we got chrome transmutation up here. So he is transforming and turning from these pages into one of these kings. I'm waiting on to see which one, guys, but I know one got to pop out because there's no high masculine energy on the board yet. And so he's like a baby taking baby steps with divine, trying to find himself and trying to find his light, which is his divine feminine. And he has the Ace of Manifestation here, which is like, for one, it's a fresh start. And it's the energy that all the seeds that you plant will come into fruition, and that you have all the energy behind you to do that, to manifest anything, abundance, happiness, knowing, wisdom, anything that you can think and create with co-creation. The Ace of Manifestation is here to say you have all the tools to do that. And so divine masculine is embracing all his tools. So if that includes having to watch you from afar and maybe see how you actually do move in real life versus how he had a perception of the way that you moved in his head, based on his own ego, now that that is gone, he has to relearn you. He has to rewatch you. He has to re-see you through these enlightened eyes. And once he does that, he will decide how best to come to you, how best to approach you. And it will not be on, no fuckboy shit. It'll be on some real divine masculine shit. But he has the Ace of Manifestation right now and the energy of it to make that happen. He is under the Mother of Perception, which is the water energy. It is Cancer. Let me see. No, it's Pisces energy. Piscean. She's submerged in the water, and she has a pearl, a knowing, an insight right behind her head. And she's holding this wand, and she's the Mother of Perception. She knows all. And I think I just might read her. I'm not sure. But you know what perception means, and so you get the gist that she is the mother of it. So she has the ability to see things from every single angle and adjust quickly, emotionally, to embody whatever situation she encounters. This is my interpretation of the card. I've never interpreted it before. But she's also holding a seashell, which that pearl behind her ear came out of this seashell. And you know what kind of pressure it takes and what it takes to build a seashell. And then she's naked, so she's standing in her own power, knowing her own beauty, knowing her own self-worth, looking at things from the position of the embodiment of a whole soul versus a he or a she, a them or a they, a yin or a yang. Like once you pass a certain density, a certain level of density, and you're not in the 3D or the 4D or the 5D, once you pass the 5D, there's no duality anymore. You are just a being. So there is no him, her, them, they. There's no separation. There's no light, no dark. It just is light. It just is purity. But that's once you reach a certain density, and she has reached that density, so she can see things from all perceptions. And because the mother of perception is there, it allows for the chrome transmutation, the fire inside you, the passion to be transmuted ultimately into what you're passionate about. And in this reading, it is divine feminine. Oh, divine masculine is very, very, very passionate about divine feminine. Divine masculine wants to devour her, and I do mean that in every sense of the word. In this card, it's a phoenix rising out of the ashes, much like the death card, like the Scorpio. Death, birth, and rebirth, and then it rises into the phoenix. The snake, the Kundalini energy, it represents the Kundalini energy. It also represents courage, the energy of the lion, who is the king of the jungle, because it's the represented by Leo. So you would also have to attach Aries and Sagittarius to the card. But, you know, I find this as a very powerful card mixed with this water. And then you have fire and water, which Temperance is the card of fire and water, and also the star is transmuting fire and water, and you got the star card, and that's what the star does. And so you have some minor arcanas that represent major, major energy. Like if you could take all the passion and put it in one card, you'd get the chrome transmutation. If you could take all the water and put it in one card, you'd get the mother of perception. But these are the minor arcanas of that. Next, you get another minor arcana. You get the 8 of Wands in this deck. It is the 8 of expression. It is fire. Her heart is on fire. Her private parts are on fire. Her sacral chakra is on fire. All her chakras and her whole aura is vibrating outwardly. She represents Sagittarius and or Leo and Aries, but Sagittarius at first. She has a very humble look on her face. She's naked, her eyes are closed, and she's just immersed in this passionate awe. And she's on fire. She wants to express herself. She wants to communicate. She wants to communicate possibly physically. It is fire, it is action, it is in the now, and it is also some type of maybe communication through via text message or email. Also travel, it could represent travel over water, someone on a cruise, someone going to another country. But when I'm reading this card, it is expression as in divine feminine wanting to give herself to divine masculine in all of her glory, and him being receptive to receiving her in all of her glory, or him wanting her, period, in all of her glory. So next we have the 3 of works, 3 of earth, 3 of pentacles. And this card is a young lady with all of her chakras from head to toe, starting with the light, going all the way down. They're all open. They all have a different shape, a different color. There's a heart inside of her palm of her hands, representing her energy centers. Her feet are firmly planted on the ground inside of a triangle, which to me always represents the Trinity, Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, the goddess, you know, the God, the goddess, and the spirit. The ether's coming down at the top into the crown chakra, into the third eye, and she is surrendering. She has her hand up, she has her eyes closed, and her face is just solid. This is Virgo energy, so I also have to attach Taurus and Capricorn and this is a card that indicates um, divine masculine working together with spirit and being fed by spirit and opening the throat chakra to communicate and opening the heart chakra to receive love and opening the sacral chakra to receive um, spirit and opening the root chakra for the kundalini energy and being grounded and firmly planted and wanting to work together with the people, places, and things around him that serve him to his highest good, to his highest self, and being totally aware of that. And then next is the Six of Success. The Six of Success, the Six of Pentacles, Six of Earth. Um, it's what the card says. Absolute success is a Taurus card. You know, Tauruses are earthy, they're homey, they're balanced, they're nurturers, they're sensual, they're sturdy. Um, They are stubborn. They fight for who they love. They fight for what they love. They stand for a cause and they stay steadfast in their goals and the things that they want to pursue. This pot of gold is what is depicted here, a pot of Jurian gold with illuminating light shining around it and outwardly a rainbow representing the auras, representing the awe, representing the frequency levels that you vibrate on, and the light representing the knowing, and the gold, the money, representing stability and success. And the fact that this card is here with working together with spirit, and that this is a woman, like I said, divine feminine is leading. And I know that by all these leading ladies being out here on the platform. And I still have yet to come across a male figure that is above a page besides the chariot. And I am sure there's one to come. But this divine masculine sees success and wants to work together with divine feminine and spirit to have their, what should I say, greatest, highest life experiences here on earth, to experience living in their authentic selves and enjoying it and being happy and knowing the difference between what that is and what the egotistical self, what that person's life looks like, because there's a stark contrast. And they play these out and go back and forth in their heads, but they ultimately are being led towards choosing the authenticity of the self that they want to choose. Your divine masculine is probably defiant by nature, militant, non-expressive, well, very passionate though. So expressive to a certain extent, but then when it comes to emotions, very cut off. So like there's a really fine line between what is accepted when there's passion involved and what is accepted once there's an emotional line crossed. So once there's any type of emotion, your divine masculine probably falls way to the back and starts this page of swords type of energy where they're just, texting a little, calling a little, watching a little from the background, a couple different pages here and there. Maybe friends are chatting with you and you don't know that they're friends. But divine masculine knows type things to find out if you are trustworthy, if you are loyal. Do you say the same thing to all the guys like they think that you do? And the enlightenment comes when they find out that you're nothing like what they depicted in their heads, because maybe those passionate moments crossed a lot of lines that would leave one with a jaded sense of who you are when you truly are just embodying the true self, the authentic self, and living in the now moments. And that causes people who have not learned not to judge people to give you labels, to assume that you're someone who you actually are not at all. Like you probably have the exact same morals and qualities as your twin, maybe not in the same exact way, but you've been shaped and you do have character and you do have morals and you do have standards, and they may not be used to a person, a woman, a man, or any, with such a stark contrast between what they believe and how they act on what they believe, the reality of what they believe. Because maybe they've never seen a person believe something and actually live what they believe in truth and in purity and in light and in, stand in it and acknowledge it and, you know, not really care what the outside world has to say or what they think or how they'll judge or, you know, I just read a card all about it, how they were going against the grain. So I think that was the fool. The fool goes against the grain. The fool does not, if there's a will, there's a way. Even if rules exist and you want something, you find your way around the rule. You invent a new rule. You change a paradigm. You shift a focus, a collective focus. And if you shift a collective, you shift a entire, a wavelength of people. And when you shift the wavelength, then you change the world. So then you need these entities, these souls to come and to shift things and change the paradigm so that they can change the world. And in doing that, you raise the vibration of the entire planet and move it in the cosmos.